Well, hello everyone. This is the Forgotten One cast with your host CJP, and we are going to be talking tonight about sampling with Flawdzilla of FlawdTV. He is running a little bit behind, so as soon as we get with him and he hops in, we'll pop him in, and we'll go from there. But first, I want to welcome everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, and programming note for next week, we are going to be talking about progressive rock with that 70s rock fan. And I'm really looking forward to that because that's one genre that's definitely my jam. It has been since I was a wee lad. My dad introduced it to me when I was a kid. And unfortunately, my sister doesn't care for it too much because she had to listen to it a lot more than I did. But it's one of those things that one of those genres that just kind of hooked me, especially once I got into college and having to study classical music and understanding what they were trying to meld with the progressive rock to the regular rock, progressive classical styles to a rock idiom. So far no one in the chat yet, but I'm sure some people will trickle in here and there. And hopefully they'll come in soon. So next week, progressive rock with that 70s rock fan. Other than that, but yeah, we definitely want to talk sampling because I want to bring up one of my favorite instruments that I've seen over the years that I kind of consider the first sampler, and we'll go over that when Flawd does pop in. So I believe he is here. Mr. Flawdzilla.
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
What's going on, my fan?
How you doing? Hold on, I got the other thing playing right now. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I sent the link out. Some people should be up in here soon.
Sweet. That'll work. That'll work for me.
How you doing?
Yeah. So wanna kind of just get to know you a little bit more. A musician to musician.
Yep.
And
I feel you.
Your background, your history. If you got some tunes, we definitely want to pop those in and let people enjoy them. And
right.
I got some ideas of my own. But first, tell us a little bit about yourself. Your channel, what you do.
So I'm a rapper first and foremost. Been rapping since 2004. Now I'm I think I'm still a rapper primarily, but now I'm working on writing different things. Starting YouTube has opened me up to wanting to be more creative than just music. So I'm but I'm good at writing. That's what I really think I'm good at. That's what I'm figuring out after starting YouTube.
Nice.
But so I went from rapping to drugs, quit rapping to YouTube, and I started doing music reactions because obviously I know music. That's all I know is music because that's all I did. I dropped out of school. Everything was just doing music. And so I was just reacting to music so I could get comfortable on camera. And before I could do anything else, my channel just started growing. And so that's what I do now. That's what I do now. But on top of it, I'm trying to open up and do more things as well.
And those things can take over your life pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting in my mid 40s to be live streaming pretty much every night of the week on either my channel or someone else's channel.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Life is crazy. That's definitely not what I was expecting.
No, I do enjoy it quite a bit though, and of course I met you through the Legion of Memers.
Yeah, my peeps. Those are my peeps. Hell yeah.
I love being kind of one of the founding members of that group and being there since the beginning. We did have people here. Got Mr. Tulsa. Sorry, I'm late to the party. This is my bass player. I'm in a 80s cover band, and he's the bass player. I've known him since 2004. When we opened up a new guitar center, and I worked there for about 3 years.
I tried to work at Guitar Center, never got hired. But I was I need that discount.
Oh yeah, well it was nice, but especially when it was used stuff because you could buy that at cost, and and some people just didn't know how to buy stuff. I think I bought a whole set of Peisty cymbals for about $70.
What do they usually go for? I don't really know how much instruments are worth.
Well, like these are higher end drum cymbals. So I mean, you're talking $200 to $300 a piece.
That's crazy. And you said you got a whole set?
Yeah, pretty much. Or the bongos. We got bongos for a penny. because they were supposed to be given away with something else, and people kept forgetting to do it. So we
So
had
you
this
just take them.
backlog. So we would buy something and then throw that in for a penny.
That's so dope. It's not like that anymore.
No, they've changed their whole culture, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't even like going in there anymore. I'd rather just order online because
Yeah.
I get treated like a piece of shit every time I go in there.
Got MRT Fortune joining us. I hear
Fortune.
from Squad. Everyone good?
My guy.
Meta Step. And then Ashley Hayden's.
Ashley, my favorite lesbian. Love her. She's not really a lesbian.
Yeah. So kind of let me know a little about your musical journey. Anything else?
So like what exactly? Like how I started rapping?
Yeah, kind of what you got you into it. Kind of your
Yeah.
influences. Who
Okay.
you brought up with. And,
These are my favorite conversation.
yeah.
So when I started rapping in 2004, like I said, but the way I started rapping was I was in like an AOL chat room, and it was like a rap chat room, and people were typing battle, like they were type battling, like as much as the characters you could use, and I just like liked it, so I just started doing it, and then people were like sharing links in the chat to like a site to do that at, so you don't have to do it in the chat room. You could like go through whole like raps, basically. You could type whole verses and battle people and things like that. It was called Iron Mike. I remember it because it was the first one I ever went on. So it was a forum called Iron Mike, and we used to go on there and just text battle, and I enjoyed it. And I beat the champion on the site, which always happens. And now that I think about it, I don't think I beat him because I was like just had written like 3 verses maybe my entire life, and so I won. And they these forums, they have different members who are on different forums and things like that. So someone else told me to go to like a bigger forum, and I went there and I found out there was this dude named Trey. It was called The Flow. The site was called The Flow. There was this dude named Trey, and he went from text battling to like audio battling, which was him like making music with basically a janky setup. And so on these forums, I wanted to figure out how to do that, and I found out you could go to Radio Shack and get like a $20 mic and get some headphones and I made a mic stand out of 2-3 liter bottles, and I put my mic, because the mouthpiece was like big enough, so I put my mic in the top of it, and I put like a do-rag in front of it and was rapping into it. I didn't know about like directional mics, nothing like that, so I was just like, didn't know what I was doing. But I was so into it that I was just using all my resources to make music. And like on those sites, people battle, and then you could like make a song and put it on there, and people will tell you what's good and what's bad. And they'll be like, the flow needs work. Your multi-syllabic syllables need work. Your voice, like your delivery, they'll like break it down into like sections and tell you what you need to work on. And so in my head, like that's how I think about rap. I think about all these things like what is it called? Like compartmentalized of music, and that's why I think I'm so into it, because it's like on like a molecular level in my head, just because of something like that. But so I went on those sites, started doing that for years. For years, I became like obsessed with battling on these sites. Started my influences in the beginning were people on that site. I stopped listening to mainstream music completely, just only listen to people on that site. Me and my cousin would like bump people that no one knows right now. And so from there, I started wanting to like make actual songs instead of battling. So I started finding beats on SoundClick and like just running through like songs, one verse songs. Not really. It was just like I was obsessed talking about the same thing, talking about good drugs and guns and just anything that would get something made. Even because I wasn't living a life, I was dropped out of school and was just in my room rapping. So I had nothing to rap about, or at least I didn't think I had anything to rap about. But I was like just making up a story. Everything I listened to, 50 Cent and all these things were like coming through in my rhymes. And after a while, I like just became better and better at it and learned how to talk about myself more, like say real things, get more creative, and like it changed into like it was so challenging that it just took everything, because I just constantly became like an obsession. Like I'm still obsessed to this day. Like it's still the same nonstop, the major thought in my head. Everything that I do in life, I think about rap. Like I apply what I know from rap to it, and like compartmentalize my things in my life based on how I learned rap. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I know how you feel about, when music gets into your blood, it never leaves. Like
Yeah.
I started playing when I was 10 years old.
Yep.
I learned my first
I
drum
was
beat.
14.
Learned my first drum beats and my first guitar chords from my sister. And
Makes
thankfully
sense.
my parents were very open about helping me with my music and
Yep.
helping getting instruments and promoting.
See, I wish I had that. I didn't have that.
Which in fact today is actually the anniversary of my mom's passing. It was 16
man.
years ago today, and she was my biggest advocate. She showed up to all the performances, because I was in marching band, all the concert band stuff. I still have a binder in my closet of every program she saved.
That's crazy. I wish. I wish. My mother didn't like majority of my music. It had to be something that was super soulful or melodic that I made, and she's like, "That's the only thing I like. I don't like that hard rap." She didn't really. So she was like supportive of certain things, which made it better than her just being like completely get out of my face with this. Right. But I didn't really have my support was like my cousins. My cousin Sam, who's in the chat right now, my other cousin Nick. They were like really like they were on the ride with me the whole time. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's crazy to think about how this all evolved, because I was in a bedroom, like a hot ass storage. It had like no room in it. Me, my cousin Sam, my girlfriend, and my cousin Sam's baby's father. We were all like just in this room with a Audio Technica AT2020 and a laptop, and just like sweating. It was just a ridiculous situation. And I made some of my best music in like that type of situation, like just under the struggle, using what I can. That I think that might have maybe I wasn't meant to have like the support system like that, because I needed that to like I'm a certain type of person.
Different struggles create different types of music in people.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that I write that's actually lyric based is just based off horrible relationships I've been in over the last
Taylor Swift. That's the Taylor Swift formula. That works.
Yeah. But I was doing it before Taylor Swift, so I just never got famous for it. So nobody gives a crap if a guy has a bad relationship.
If you did a Shake It Off, you'd be up there, man.
So a lot of what I wanted to talk about tonight, is kind of that's the sampling, and things like that. And I was going to share something because for me, really the first sampler I ever really came across, and I didn't realize it until later in life, was an instrument called the mellotron.
Yep.
And not a lot of people know about it, but and let me know if you guys can hear this, but if you've heard this, you recognize it.
Yep. Yeah, that's big in music, man.
You can nail me, but it was a tape loop. Every key was a pre-recorded instrument that they would have a key on it, and then it would change, like if you wanted the brass sound. And I remember reading a story from Rick Wakeman, was the keyboard player for Yes, and he had two of them. And this is the 70s, so equipment wasn't as robust.
Yep.
When it came to this kind of equipment. So he got so fed up with them on tour that he literally took them out into a field, coated them in gasoline, and lit them on fire.
Damn.
He was that annoyed with them. And
goodness.
Of course, he's thinking himself now, because now they're worth money.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I would never. The equipment costs too much now, so I can only go find old equipment. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, and of course the maintenance even now would be expensive, but I always loved the sound of it. I always loved especially the vibes. The vibes had a great tone, for what they were, because there's that flutter in the tape, because obviously it's being played repeatedly, so it's going to stretch that tape. Yep. And after a while, it gets a good, nice warble in it.
That's my favorite type of sound, is like having you can hear the dust on it. You know what I mean? Like you could hear the real in the sounds. Like I love old analog synths and things like that, because it hits different. It hits different than I'm sure people are good at like what's it called? Sound creating, but I think the old school is like can't be replaced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went Office Space on him. Before Office Space. That's still one of my favorite scenes in movies ever.
Yeah, it's
Take
iconic.
that printer out there and then just beat it to death.
Yeah, that's an iconic scene.
But and of course, I'm a neophyte when it comes to rap.
Yeah,
Obviously, look at me.
I mean, Eminem is the best rapper of all time. So
yeah. But and I've dabbled in beat making. I did that back in oh gosh, it was about
sound design. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, Meta.
Yeah, it's about 2006, and there was a friend of mine at Guitar Center. We were all musicians, and he wanted to create kind of just a fun, stupid album, and he called it the BBE.
Yep.
Boobs
What
and
does that
bottom.
stand for? Oh, okay. But hold on,
We were all
boobs
making
and bottom
fun.
what?
The boobs and bottom experience.
Okay. Okay.
So we were all just making, we go over to his house, smoke a couple, get nice and buzzed, and then just start playing around on his workstation. He had a Yamaha workstation, and we would just beats right there, and then he would, we would come up with lyrics and stuff like that, and then record them in his closet. And so
that's how you start out.
Called, I wish I could find it. I think I have a copy of it somewhere. I'll have to hunt for it. But mine was kind of a spacey sounding one, and so I called it Invade Your Space.
Clever. That's clever.
One of the other guys, he made one called I Want to Be Your IUD.
Whoa. That's a very drastic change. Damn.
Put those panties down. That was the other one. But that was the first time I'd ever actually worked on a hip hop style beat, and I had a lot of doing it. So for me, like for sampling, for a long time I was kind of really not for it because I'm a classical trained musician, so I'm used
I know
to
some people who are like totally against sampling completely. It's like stealing. We don't want to hear that. I know some people like that.
I've changed my mind quite a bit on it. My only real sticking point is when they take the entire bed of a song and then rap on top of it.
Yeah, I agree.
My biggest offender for that is P. Diddy.
Oh, like everything he did in the 90s. He just basically took it and just looped
Cashmere,
it.
Which is one of my all-time favorite songs from Led Zeppelin, and then rapped horribly on top of it.
Yeah, P. Diddy's not a good rapper.
And Jimmy Page, I have to really look at him angrily and said, why did you let him do this to your masterpiece?
Yeah, because he had to clear it.
Now, the only other one the only one I did like that did that was Regulate.
See, I don't even know what the original is, but that's a hit. Regulate is a hit.
The original is I Keep Forgetting by the Doobie Brothers.
Okay.
Is like, I keep forgetting, we're not in love anymore.
I know that song.
I've
heard that song. I don't know
bed, that's Regulate.
Okay.
That's the only time it actually worked good because that backbeat is so smooth.
Yeah, that's
you can kind of put anything you want on top of that, and I'm really going to pay more attention to that music bed because it's funky and it's cool. But
that's a great point. I might have to remix that now.
Yeah, but yeah. So for sampling, for me, if I've come to the point, especially doing the Bond music that I've been doing over the last year, is understanding, taking something that's pre-existing and doing it in a new way.
Yep.
I can get behind that now. I can understand the concept. I have no problems with it. And I'm trying to remember the name of the beat that's like the most sampled beat ever. It's a drum turnaround from I think the 50s.
It's a breakbeat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I probably seen a video about it because I watch like videos like that, but I just watch it because I'm intrigued. I'm not really good. I can make beats, I can compose beats, but it's just not. I'm just like I'm not so house. Yeah. Like I'm so focused on the lyrics and the vocal performance that it's like my brain when I go to make beats, I'm just thinking about that, and I'm not thinking about the actual like soundscape that should be created underneath. I'll make like the most bare bones minimal beat because I'm just like I just need something to rap on. I just need a like a constant melody, and I could just rap on that. Put some drums in a constant melody, and I can rap on that. But I wish I could. I have friends who are like amazing producers, and when I hear what they do, I'm like, I could never. There's no way I could ever do that. But I sampled a few times. I sampled for one of my songs. I sampled "What a Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong, but it was like the instrumental of it. I took his voice off it and just sampled the instrumental, but I chopped it so like it was such small chops that it sounds nothing like the original. And that's like what I like. I like when people abuse chops.
It's one of those things when you find something you hear it in the back of your head and you know it,
Yep.
but you don't know from where.
Yep.
Those are the kinds I like because then it becomes kind of a hunt.
Yep.
And in fact, I found one incidentally. I wasn't even paying attention to it. My dad left me a huge record collection when he passed. It's about 400 albums.
Damn.
And
I didn't get left nothing, bro. What is this? Like, what are black parents doing? I'm pissed. I didn't get nothing. My father's still alive, but my mother didn't leave me nothing.
Yeah. And so I was going through and cataloging because some of these are just really obscure, albums that he'd picked up when he was a teenager or in his 20s.
Yeah.
I found an album by a band called Balling Jack, and of course I was going on YouTube so I could actually hear them and not play the record.
I had to play the record.
Oh.
Yep.
And I hear this song and I hear this guitar riff, and I'm like, where have I heard that before? And it took me about a day to figure it out. It's like, holy crap, it's Bust a Move.
Bust a Move.
It's that.
You want it. Yeah. That's Tone Loc, is it?
No,
it's not Tone Loc.
Young MC.
Young MC, yep. That's exactly what it is. I don't know what I was thinking. I was
That
thinking Funky
guitar
Comedina.
That guitar riff is from a Balling Jack record.
It's a hit.
1973.
That's a hit, bro. That's crazy. See, like I don't even know. I don't even know what sample and what's not. Like samples be so obscure. Like when a rap producer uses it, a lot of times, like someone like Dr. Dre, I don't even know it's a sample. It just sounds fire. I don't even know. I don't even know like the difference between regular and sample. And like Kanye, when he samples something, he'll like bring in an orchestra to put on top of it. You won't even know if it's a real sample or if he just like sampled instruments people playing in his studio. I like that too. I like the blending, creating samples on top of samples already as well. Kanye does that well.
Awesome. Well, I also wanted to actually promote your music too. So if you've got some tracks you want me to pop on and play, send me a link.
You want a song that I sampled? Do you want to hear a sample there, man?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I like to hear and see if I may be able to pick it out. Probably not, but
well, it's the one I'm telling you that I just told you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Or I could give you a song that I fully composed.
Yeah.
A song that I made?
Either way.
Well, okay. I'll give you the sample one first.
Because I like to promote independent artists. That's really the point I wanted to do when I made this podcast is because YouTube's not going to promote.
Yep.
Independent.
This song has 500 plays. And it's been out for years. I made this song in like 2009, 2010. I was a different rapper at this time.
Put this in a different window because I know YouTube's going to be all weird with me. All right, let's share this.
It might be mono because I know StreamYard does that.
Yeah. Play music through StreamYard is annoying sometimes.
Yeah, it's bad. I think you need to turn off the echo cancellation.
Yeah. Pause. Good Lord, I hate this thing sometimes.
Yeah, that's the whole. That's why I use StreamYard, but I use OBS.
Yeah, I need to learn how to do that. I'm a neophyte, I love using that word.
Cause I fight to live, but the truth is that life's a bitch. So I pray before I light my split that I might get rich and settle down with a wife and kids. Man, at least I hope my.
No, we don't hear it anymore. It muted with your mic. It muted again with your mic. It's muted right now. We can't hear it.
Gotta love it.
I mean, I guess I could have just played it. I don't know why I did that.
But I was like, yeah, I'm getting into that. I am such a noob streamer, so I apologize. But
I'm echoing right now too. I don't know.
Oh, good Lord!
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, there we go. I guess I could have played it. So yeah, that was a sample. Hold on, I'll show you one that I made from scratch though.
Yeah. Share your screen and maybe it'll not mess up.
I think if I, oh yeah, maybe actually that might work. I didn't even think about that. I was about to just play it through my thing, but now that I think about that, it will do the same thing. It'll echo you too. Okay, hold on here.
Tulsa asks, what are your thoughts on paying for samples?
I don't mind it. I like things like I forget what it's called. They have like TrackLib. They have I forget what the other thing is called, but they people are making samples and selling them. I think that's genius. I think anything that gets music created. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm there for. I'm not really like an elitist when it comes to music, unless it's rapping, because like if you got to rap about something. But even then, there's some ignorant stuff that I listen to too. So,
well, I can't remember the name of the I think it's called Studio something, but I don't know if you ever heard DJ Cumberbund. He does these incredibly bizarre mashups that are hilarious.
Yeah,
like he put Earth, Wind and Fire September to Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
That sounds like my type of shit. Not gonna lie.
But he actually was working on a software where you can go in and put a song in and then rip out, the vocals.
Yeah, I see that they have like a thing like that.
And he's working on a beta on it that I want to try out because I kind of like to try my hand at that. I don't want to try to doing old school because that just sounds like a whole lot of headache. They have
like a AI thing that you can use that does that right now. I just saw it the other day. I forget what it's called.
One of the ones that does it.
Yeah, I know. I forget what the name is.
It's a closed beta right now that I'm just fiddling around with.
You've tried it?
I've got it. I haven't actually used it yet, but I'm gonna be working.
I always think about like the old school version, like vocal remover, and it just sounds so. I don't even consider anything like. I don't even consider that because it's like there's never gonna sound because it sounds underwater every time. I hate that.
It really does.
It's annoying, man. I used to be like, damn, okay, I can get this beat when I couldn't find an instrumental, and it's never the right beat. It always sounds crazy.
Girl Talk. I don't remember Girl Talk.
I've heard his name. Is he an EDM producer? Yeah. I feel like I've heard his name before. But hold on, can you hear this if I play this? Can you hear that?
No.
I shared the screen. I don't know why. Oh,
there it is.
There we go. Can you hear this?
It helps if I add it to the share screen.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you hear that when I played that?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I made this beat in my girlfriend's bedroom one day when she was at school. When she was at college. She's not a little girl. I don't know why I said that like that. That came out from. Simple.
Oh, better.
I don't wish I had anything I don't have, and I don't say that I'll do anything I won't, and still my only company is misery, but I don't let it get to me. I guess I look at life a little differently. All the trouble I be getting in isn't as serious as it sounds for anybody who listening. Every incident of hostility is very dumb, but I take responsibility for everyone. My therapist said he isn't sure, but it's either from the trauma that the kid endured, or that I'm insecure because I carry scars. So trying to get me to open up is very hard, very. He recommended that I puff weed, maybe then a conversation will succeed. But I bet you cash that it doesn't, so now it's fuck you and whoever passing judgment. No support when I fall and I don't catch breaks, and every choice that I make is a wrong one. Even when I get ahead with a fast pace, I'm finishing last place in the long run. No support when I fall and I don't catch breaks, and every choice that I make is a wrong one. Even when I get ahead with a fast pace, I'm finishing last place in the long run. I'm stupid, and I'm useless, and I'm ugly, so how the fuck is anybody gonna love me? I ain't got no future. future. I'm a goddamn loser. And I know it sounds crazy, but like everybody else, I hate me. I can't remember what I did that was that bad, except show up to funerals and act sad. But to me, it's nothing to cry over. When somebody dies, it means they time's over. So they ain't dealing with hard times, they up in heaven, chilling with God while I'm trying to see us back. So I can be relaxed with no stress, cause all of these damn bills be giving me anxiety attacks. If I could see a path, I can make my way, but I can't, so I'ma get it day by day. I never let the devil play a part, I'd rather play it smart, so when it's dark, I listen to my heart. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm swimming with the sharks and not even getting big, but it's how a nigga living. Knowing I could die at any minute, but I won't sink. I give a damn about what they do and they don't think. No support when I fall and I don't catch grace. And every choice that I make is a wrong one. Even when I get ahead with a fast pace, I'm finishing last place in the long run. No support when I fall and I don't catch grace. And every choice that I make is a wrong one. Even when I get ahead with a fast pace, I'm finishing last place in the long run. I'm stupid, and I'm useless, and I'm ugly, so how the fuck is anybody gonna love me? I ain't got no future, I'm a goddamn loser. And I know it sounds crazy, but like everybody else, I hate me. I'm stupid, but they say that ignorance is bliss, and I very much agree, so I figure it's a gift. I'm useless, but people using me for stuff like every day, so maybe what I'm doing is enough. I'm ugly, so they wasn't giving up the ass, but since I got a buzz, it make a nigga wanna laugh. Cause now they say that there ain't a nigga above me, though I used to wonder how anybody could love me. Haters say that I ain't got no future, and they say that I'm a goddamn loser. They say I'll be in the same place for 10 years, or cuffed up in the back of a cop cruiser. Everybody be saying I talk crazy, and they won't accept this the way that my God made me. Why y'all slack? Really, you gotta say I'm a good dude and dad, so how can you not hate me? I'm still running even though I'm up in last place, but man, I'ma finish with a wide grin, cause I be living the dreams you other cats chase. So you can say that I lost, but nigga I win. I'm still running even though I'm up in last place, but man, I'ma finish with a wide grin, cause I be living the dreams you other cats chase. So you can say that I lost, but nigga I win. I'm stupid, and I'm useless.
Is it my show now?
And I'm ugly, so how the fuck is anybody gonna love me? Is it my show now? I ain't got no future.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. Don't know what happened, but we'll chill. Flawed, your rhymes are so clean, man. Much respect. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Nice flow and a bonus, no auto-tune heard. I like this. There's auto-tune on it. That's the funniest thing. It's just light. There's definitely auto-tune on it. There's definitely auto-tune on it, but appreciate that, man. This sounds good in my truck. Wow, thank you, man. Made that in the bedroom. He sounds different today. Song is fire, though. I agree. Crazy how young you sound. This is one of my faves. A light auto-tune is okay, not overused. Yeah, well, that's how it should be used. People just they don't want to put in a good what's the word? They don't want to put in they don't want to put in effort. So it's easier to just let auto-tune do all the work. But I don't like how that sounds. My internet just died. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like permanently? We got to reschedule? Love music like this with a positive message. I wrote that on my last week in jail. When I was about to get out of jail, I wrote that. I wrote the hook at least. I was in a corner cell, about to get out of jail. I remembered, and I was like, I was hearing like this song in my head. It didn't sound like that though. It was much more emo and slow in my head. And then I got out of jail, and I remembered it, and I was like, oh, let me see if I can make a beat that would go with this, because I wrote it in jail, so there was no beat, you know. So I just had to come up with a beat. I have other songs like that too that I had no beat for, and I got to make a beat for it. That happened with 30,000 Feet, except I didn't make that beat. I just happened to find a beat that fit it. You know what I mean? and randomly got out of jail, went to my mother's house and found that beat on SoundClick and was like, wow, that fits perfectly. Couple songs did like that. Had a couple songs like that. As an MC was completely written in jail. The hook wasn't written in jail. The 3 verses, or at least the first verse was written in jail. And then I was on Adderall and I wrote verse 2 and 3. And the hook came from another song that sounded much more emo. And then I was like, I needed to sound fresh. So I added those drums. I did that with a few songs. Being an old fart, you guys are so lucky for today's technology. I agree. I mean, luck is, I guess, because, I guess it's more work, but bands had instruments, bands had players, you know what I mean? So I'd still be doing the same thing. I'm a vocalist. I don't really play instruments. So, I mean, I guess we're lucky for the technology because it's still the artist, it's the artist, not the brush in my head, because there's plenty of technology and plenty of people suck with it. And now it's like there's so many different variables in that technology. It's basically learning a fucking instrument now. Like to make a beat sound good on Fruity Loops, you got to know what you're doing. To make a beat sound good on any of these DAWs now, you got to know what you're doing. SoundClick takes me back. Yeah, love SoundClick, man. Love SoundClick. I wish I had all my old music because I had so many songs on SoundClick. Auto-tunes like musical seasoning, overdo it, and your beat comes out sounding like trash. If you can't tell it's being used, then you're doing it right. Exactly. Flaw, do you use Fruity Loops Studio too? Yeah. Yep. I record in Fruity Loops. I don't make beats. When I make beats, I use my MPC Live. I have an MPC Live too. I use that. I have a synthesizer over there. I would rather just use those and like sample on the MPC. The drums are on the MPC. Even if I'd rather use that. But I can use Fruity Loops. But I don't know. I haven't used it in like years to make a beat. But I can. I can if I really try. I just don't like making beats. I don't like making beats. I don't like mixing and mastering. All these things to me are like, my God, can someone else do this? Can someone else do this for me? But then when I do it, it's like an accomplishment. I was about to send out all my music to get mixed and mastered by a producer, and they were like talking a lot of money, and I was like, no, because if I spend all that money and then nothing happens with the song, I'm just wasting my money on you, because I could make it sound listenable myself and then, put that out, and if it catches, then maybe I could invest more into it because I have all the stems. But it just, I don't know. Whatever gets music made. What's a good program to make beats on for fun? None. Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops is easy, but there's Ableton, there's Fruity Loops, there's Reaper, there's Studio One, there's Cubase, there's Cakewalk, there's Logic, there's so many. There's Pro Tools. Like, to make beats for fun, you could use anything. They all work the same, basically. They don't all work the same, but they all work the same. You can get the same thing done with all of them. So it's like, there's Reason. It's personal preference, I think. My personal preference is Fruity Loops. That's what I started on. My father, wasn't really around, but he used to buy music instruments. He used to want to do music. So that's probably where I get that from. He used to want to do music, and he had a bunch of equipment. He had mics and all this stuff. And one day he dropped off at my mother's house. He dropped off a Zoom MRS. I think it was 1266. I think is what it was. Zoom MRS 1266. Yeah. So a Zoom MRS 1266. He brought to my mom's house, and I thought it was a sampler, and I was like, that's what started me to start doing music, like recording music, because I remember I made a beat on there and then came up with a rap and recorded it on there and showed my cousin, and I was like obsessed ever since then. And then I figured out that I could use like Fruity Loops, or like I was using Cool Edit Pro, which turned into Adobe Audition. I was using Cool Edit Pro 2.0. That's when I started recording music on the computer. I don't know when that came out. Cool Edit Pro 2.0 year. $1998, bro? Oh no, 2002. I don't know, but that's what I was using. Cool 2.0. I mean, Cool Edit Pro 2.0. And that's what I was recording my music in for years. Years and years and years. I had Pro Tools, I had all types of shit, and I was just like, it's just Cool Edit Pro for me. Even though now that I know what I know, it was like I was making it harder on myself than I had to. I've been using some form of Cakewalk since 2004. See? Dude, once you learn one, you stick with it, man. Once you learn one, you stick with it. That's why I was using Adobe Audition all the way up until I started rapping again this year or last year, whenever I started rapping again. Then I just used Fruity Loops because I just had it already. At first, I wanted to make beats. And then I was like, I have this, so I'm just going to use it to recording because I saw someone else do it. My boy Curtis King was recording in Fruity Loops, and I was like, I didn't know I could do that. And it makes it so much easier because I could just like sit there and press record. I don't even got to write my raps. I could just sit there, press record, come up with it in my head, line by line. I can loop it over and over again until I'm ready to record. Press the arm it, and it's already recording. It just starts recording as soon as you arm it. And then you could just do that. Do it line by line if you want. Come up with bars. I come up with like 4 bars at a time. 2 to 4 bars at a time. I started to do sampling back in the early 90s with the Yamaha SU10. See, I don't really know much gear. I don't know too much gear. I just know I wanted an MPC. What's good?
Ah, thank you
My
so
guy.
much. It's kind of taken over, but good Lord, that was good. Like my modem was like, and then I had to sit there and it rebooted like 5 times before it finally kicked in.
Damn.
Good freaking
I'm happy
Lord.
you're here, bro. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you made it back, man.
Thank you for holding down the fort. Flawd.
Got you, man. Got you. I told you this is my favorite topic. Like you got me started. I could have just sat here and talked like this for 3 hours.
Oh, good Lord. Well, I said thank you, and I was gonna show you something here. It's something I've been working on. I'm on the last track for my next album,
Okay.
and this is Electric Noise 2 Digital Boogaloo. So
Digital Boogaloo.
doing it.
Electric Noise, Digital Boogaloo instead of Electric Boogaloo. Okay. Digital Noise. Okay. I like it.
Because I started the first album during COVID.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm stuck at home. I can't really go out and play. You know, I've recorded a bunch of music on my own, you know, with real instruments through Pro Tools.
Yeah.
I really just wanted to try, you know, making some electronic, you know, synthwave because I grew up in the 80s. John Carpenter.
I love that sound. Yeah, I love that type of sound. That's like reminds me like Vice City, like Miami Vice. I love that type of sound. Everything being synthesized, heavy synth.
So hopefully this will play and not kill everyone. But this is the last track I'm working on called Showdown. So this is still a work in progress, but this is how it goes. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you can hear it.
Yep. Mm. This is so epic. Yeah, I like.
That's it. And, with Halloween.
It reminds me of like just a certain riff, like the na na. That reminds me of it. Doesn't remind me. It doesn't sound like the song, but it reminds me of like the same type of energy of I don't know if you probably never heard it, but it's Kanye West and Lil Wayne. It's called "See You in My Nightmares," and it's like
Yeah, I know that one.
yeah, it reminds me. It has like I can hear Kanye like going off on that. I'm not gonna lie on that melody. Absolutely.
But yeah, that's the last track of the album. So everyone got a sneak peek. It's not complete yet. I've still got to.
Yep.
There's I want to break the middle section because I'm thinking it in my head. This is an '80s action movie. This is the last showdown between Schwarzenegger and the bad guy, and
Yep.
we're fighting, but we got a lull in the fight, and so that was kind of in my
See, you
head.
picturing it? That's crazy. See, I don't even think like that. That's crazy.
Well,
That's how I know I'm not a producer.
There's no lyrics, so you have to kind of make up a story in your head.
That's how I know I'm not a producer. That's exactly it right there. That's the type of thing that lets me know like there's levels and I do what I do because that's not something that I don't even think like that. I just hear like when I'm trying to make a beat, I just hear. I can't even like focus on a singular melody. Like it has to be some like random out of my fingertips, which ends up sounding like similar like grooves that I've always done because I always like revert to the same groove in my head when I'm producing. It's like I don't know how to open up melodies. I don't know how to like what you just did. I can't do none of that.
And that's what I've done for years. For me, I always write the music first and then the lyrics second.
Yep.
That's always how I've worked. And so that's why I love a lot of when people collaborate because people bring different wheelhouses into that mix. So I like someone who like you would write lyrics. I'm not that good, so I definitely couldn't write a rap. I'm way too white for that. But
I mean, I don't think it's the whiteness. I'll say that.
It's the Midwesternness. I'm a little farm town out in Oklahoma.
There's some farm rappers, bro. Upchurch be rapping. I'm not gonna lie. There's some farmer rappers out here.
Although I did especially in the late 2000s, kind of early 20s.
Did I just freeze?
Did I? Yeah, you did freeze. Like
you can hear me?
I can hear you. You're just smiling at me.
What the hell is happening here?
This has been technology is not our friend. You still there? Flawd? Oh no. I think it was his turn for the internet to die. At least he froze on a happy face. It could always have gone worse. Or did I die again? I can't tell. Can you guys hear me? Or is it Okay, I'll make sure it was just me. Okay, good. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Okay, good. I want to make sure that we all didn't die here. This has been a technological crap show, so you know how that goes. But we're having a lot of fun here. Wait, is Krigler in here? Oh, he's making fun of Krigler. Never mind. You need a Glizzy break. Yeah, I mean, it's a hot dog. You got to stop for the hot dog. Oh, I couldn't rap to save my soul. Other than I do know the one from Flight of the Conchords, which was, they call me the hippopotamus, flows that go like phosphorus, popping up the top of this esophagus, rocking this metropolis. I'm not a large water-dwelling mammal. Where did you get that preposterous hypothesis? Did Steve tell you that perchance? Steve. I do love that show so much. If you ever get a chance to watch it, go check it out. I think it should be on Max. Flight of the Conchords, there's 2 seasons of it. Some of the best two-man novelty music from New Zealand. Yeah, but that's because I'm doing someone else's rap. I couldn't come up with one of my own. But,
My bad. Yeah, we having issues tonight. I don't know what's going on. Technical difficulties tonight.
Oh, good Lord, the technical gods. They do not like us tonight.
Yeah, nah, we got something going against us, man.
Oh, good Lord. Well, we are kind of getting close to that hour. I didn't want to go over much of that, but definitely want you to you pimp your stuff and
we could do this again at some point. I know I didn't show up the first time because I was stupid, but we could do this again at some point because I love this conversation.
Yeah. Well, nothing else. I'd like to do a one where we actually work on something together while we're on stream to see if we can actually.
Is he joking?
I'm not joking. I'll pull up Cakewalk. We'll pop in stuff like that, and I'll. Did you freeze again? Good Lord, he froze again. Oh, geez, good Lord. Technology has not been our friend tonight. Oh, good Lord. Mr. Flawed. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yo, what's happening, bro? Nothing on my screen is moving, but I can hear you all of a sudden.
Okay, good. Like I said, yeah, I'd like to actually try to create something on stream.
Okay.
I think
we could do that.
That would be fantastically fun to try.
We could do that. I'm down. The only thing is it's hard with the setups.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I'm back. Okay. It's hard with the setups because we could create. That's the thing. We could create something, but it will be the time. Obviously, there'll be latency issue if we try to.
Right.
But we can figure it out.
We can at least get a bare bones framework.
Yeah. Exactly, and then we can send files and stuff. Exactly. There you go.
All right. Well, Mr. Flawed, I really appreciate you being here tonight. I really appreciate you taking over when technology decided to, stream block me there for a little bit.
Hey, do you see me? You know what I'm saying? Thank you for taking over your own show, and I got kicked out.
And of course, I also want to thank everyone in the chat that popped in. We've got, Tollbat. I see over on the ETEP channel quite a bit. DJ Access, Ashley Hayden. ETEP even showed up. Hey, what's up, ETEP? I may have missed you because I was, off screen there for a little bit. Hayden Metastep, Tex was in here. Sean Murphy, Chad Harris,
all the real ones.
John Tulsa, my bass player. I like everyone that came over. And if you haven't, like and subscribe to my channel. I'm
do it.
113 away from bare bones monetization. So
hit it up, guys. Anyone who's in here from the squad. Let's help them get monetized.
Right there. There's the name.
Get it up.
Like that subscribe button. Like it. Just like it a lot.
Like the subscribe button?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
All right, Mr. Flawed, where can people find you?
YouTube.com/@FlawdTV because they changed it to ats. Twitter.com/FlawdTV. Instagram, FlawdTV. Rumble.com/FlawdTV.
Sweet.
Yep.
And of course,
also Spotify, Flawdzilla. If you want my music,
And he froze again. I may have to stream a little bit early to put him out of his misery for the technological problems. But again, for me, the links are in the description. You can find my Bandcamp. I also have a merch store where you can get some GoldenEye and CJP merch over on Teespring. I also do have a Rumble stream. We are on Rumble Live as well. So we're having fun over there. No one in the chat over there yet. So trying to build an audience. I only got 18 followers over there. So, you know, and he just froze like, confused. So we had Happy Flawed. We had Content Flawed. And now we have Confused Flawed. Which I think is hilarious. I'm going to have to screenshot that and send that to the Legion. And, but again, thank you everyone for hopping in tonight. This was a fantastic show. Flawed is a scholar and a gentleman. I love streaming with him with the Legion. We're definitely going to have him back on because we've got to try to see technological issues aside if we can do something collaboratively like that. I'll be putting some more tracks from the GoldenEye CJP album. We'll be popping the next one on this weekend. Again, tune in next week. We will have that 70s rock fan on. We are going to be talking prog rock, not just the big ones, but we definitely want to do that. And I'm thinking about starting some video series. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them on YouTube or if I'll just put them on Rumble because YouTube's, their copyright system is whack. But I want to do something called Forgotten Tracks. And this isn't like one hit wonders or something like that. These are songs for me personally that I think were my favorite tracks on certain albums, but they weren't the hits. To give an example, the first one I think I'm going to work on is off the album Fragile by Yes, and it's a song called South Side of the Sky. And it's a fairly heavy track for the kind of high concept stuff that Yes was doing at the time. So again, oh, there he is.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know exactly.
We're pimping all our stuff. So again, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on. We're definitely going to do this again.
All right.
And if there's anyone that you think of that we should talk to music wise, because again, I don't really think there are a lot of good music podcasts out there.
There isn't.
There's pop culture all over the place.
Yep.
That's like the Jackson Pollock painting of pop culture shows.
Yep.
But I don't think music really gets talked about enough, especially because of with these days it's so overproduced and formulaic. And
I think there is some music podcasts, but they're not like blending genres. They're like they got rock genres, they got rap, they got like
that's true. Yeah.
They're not like mixing people from different genres and having these conversations. And I think that needs to happen more.
It does. Because I like learning about stuff that I don't know.
Me too. Me too. I'm open to all genres.
I mean, you really have to broaden your musical horizons. Although I won't listen to 80s country. That's just, conclusion. Ain't going to happen. But anyway, again, Flawed. Yes. Yeah.
A rap battle.
If you want to see a total annihilation of a fat white guy, then you can tune into that. But yeah.
You and Mo can battle. Mo's been touching up on her freestyle skills recently, man.
See that I would host. I'd be the referee for that one. That I could have a lot of fun with.
She was going in on Joe Biden.
It'd be like Wild Out at whatever that show is on MTV where they
Wild Out. The hot I forget what it's called. Something Wild Style.
Yeah.
Wild
Style Mo versus Flawed.
She'll get bodied. I'm not gonna go easy on her.
Oh, well, why would you? I mean, it's a rap battle. You don't go easy on someone like that.
We'll go into fisticuffs.
Again, everybody, I really appreciate you all sitting through the technical difficulties that we've had tonight. This was
Flawed on the show. It's going to be flawed.
Yep.
Every time.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for a wonderful evening. And enjoy your rest of your weekend. Enjoy Labor Day. And just keep making music.
That's it.
Good night, people.